Okay then, Helldivers, we are back, and as you can see, things are getting spicy again inside of Helldivers 2. It never seems to be a dull moment at the minute with this game, and there always seems to be something new and exciting. Right now, we've got the Meridia Black Hole, and this thing is, well, leveling up. We're going to go over what's happening with the Meridia Black Hole and show you guys an update towards the major order right now, just to give you guys a bit of an insight as to where we're going over the next few days. As well, Peter Stead has been live on Twitter talking about this most latest debacle and his 2 cents on it, and in part it's not really a great sign, as I feel like there are some things in between the lines, but we're going to get into that in just a moment. If you haven't already, make sure you're smashing that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated, and make sure you check out our sponsor GamerSupps, the company that offer esports athletes and gamers alike with the most effective and healthy energy drink option in compared to the tinned alternatives that you're all used to. They may help you perform to your highest potential, especially during those more crucial moments. It's keto friendly, sugar free, and right now it's Christmas time, so we have got a massive offer happening inside of GamerSupps. Links in the description, and use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what it is that's happening right now. So as you can see right here, we have got the Meridia Black Hole. Now this is by no means a joke, because this has obviously got a little bit more lively in the last 24 hours, and we now have a dispatch notice that goes alongside it stating some Helldivers may have noticed novel electromagnetic phenomena in vicinity of the Meridia Black Hole. High Command is aware of the situation, which is being closely monitored by experts in the field, and Helldivers are advised to avoid distractions and focus their full attention on repelling the Illuminate threat. Now, my advice would be to monitor this black hole quite greatly, and maybe don't draw your attention off of it, because this is essentially going to be a portal in my eyes. My theory, not fact, my theory is that we have 2 days remaining on this major order where we have to defend against the Illuminate incursions. And just 2 days before the main Meridia Black Hole seems to be spicing up, I think the major order is going to end, and then we are going to have a massive attack coming from the whole Illuminate army team, and it's not just going to be the incursion this time. So I'm a little bit skeptical on what's happening here, but I want to know your theories in the comment section below. What is it that's going to happen? Because even the Terminids are making their way drawn towards this Meridia Black Hole, as the overall sector of the Umlaut sector is now being attacked yet again. It's been blocked off and clear for a little while now, but yep, Fenrir is getting attacked again by the Terminids, and the Meridia Black Hole is getting damn well lively. Let me know your concepts in the comment section below, but going over your major order really quickly, we have got 2 more planets that we need to attack and defend from, and that is going to be quite a helpful one. Right now we have only got 1, which is Gemma. It's got around 9 hours remaining at the point of recording, and there is 33,000 people on that planet. Hopefully we can get that one secured. It is looking quite likely, although as it stands right now, what we are looking at is maybe 2 more planets to come straight after this. There seems to be a bit of a split decision choosing, so when we manage to pass or fail with a single planet, we'll have 2 planets that will come up, and it will divide the Helldivers substantially. So fingers crossed we manage to get this done. We've got 2 days. I think we'll be fine with 2 planets in 2 days. I'm not skeptical at all. But we also have defense operations happening on the Terminid sector right now as well, with 8,000 of you guys over there. Overall, it seems to be quite a decent time in the world of Helldivers, until we take a look at the current controversy, which seems to be around the Super Store. Now, this is an interesting one, because Mr. Johan Peterstedt has gone into Twitter and has responded to so many comments, it's insane. I actually got to give him a round of applause for him, man, because he took this one on the chin like a champ. But for me personally, I don't agree with the whole debacle. If you want to know my opinion of it, we posted up our opinion of it here right in the top right corner. I'll leave the link in the description, and we'll even put it in the comments as well, because I think it needs to be sown, and it's obviously had quite a decent reaction over on Twitter. So I'll let you guys look at that one as well. But Johan Peterstedt states right here that they'll be letting collabs rest for a bit now. They don't want to turn into a diluted IP, which is, for me, probably the best news that I've heard. I think that that is something that is very important, and we don't want to overstate what the game is doing. Now, I did see a lot of comments in the comment sections. I did see a lot of posts going up on Twitter with regards to FOMO. Well, there is actually no FOMO, because this is going to be put into rotation. Peterstedt states right here, a correction is that this content will return to the store rotates. Even though the rotation rotation is pretty long, we are working on a way to make it more permanent. So either there'll be a segregated sector for it, or it is going to be rotated in the store, meaning that you guys are not going to have FOMO per se. There is always going to be another chance for you guys to get hold of it, and we don't add stuff into the store all that often, so things rotate and become quite common in there very, very quickly indeed. So I don't think that you will have to worry too much about FOMO. And he seems to obviously be taken in turn about concept of discount. It states right here, "Oh, I like the idea of a rotating discount. It allows for the same conversation that now happens around the rotating items. And I love when everyone sees the same stuff. I hate when bad algorithms try to figure out what I want. I will take that with me to the team," which is a good idea. And I think that actually sometimes with these cross collaborations, you pay a little bit more on release and then it becomes a bit more of a discounted route as you obtain it later on in life. But the idea is you get pay a bit more or have to farm a little bit more to be able to get things early on. Again, another good concept that a lot of companies are following right now. And it wasn't even essentially meant to just be individual items in the store, and they did go down the route of War Bond. And think about that one, because a lot of you guys also said about this. It states, "Sorry you felt that the price was too steep. We are looking at all feedback. The reason we changed it from a war bond was actually because there were concerns that having a higher priced war bond would carry negative sentiment." Now obviously in turn they just had higher priced items, which they look at it obviously the same way I do. When other stores update their items, how many other games do people just buy out the entire store? You don't really have to do that. Nobody actually does that. So this is obviously a bit of an anomaly when it comes to Helldivers. We want to have everything straight away, and we have had the opportunity to be able to do that because everything's been cheap enough up until this point. Whereas other games such as Call of Duty, or maybe even Valorant, Fortnite, Path of Exile, all of these other big games and big titles, it's not very often you own everything in that store. So I think that's probably how they've looked at it, and it kind of warranted the price a little bit more. But I'm not going to sit here and defend it for much longer, because it's seems like what they are trying to do is sustain the game. The game's been out for quite some time now, and they don't charge a lot of money for a war bond as it stands. This is the problem with a player base that has fluctuated up and down. Maybe money is running a little bit short now for the development process, as Peter Stead states right here, but it helps. We just want to create great experiences that are sustainable for years to come. As part of that, we need to figure out how to make HD2 financially sustainable in the long term. Whether that means that the game isn't financially sustainable right now, I don't know. Whether it is a positive or a negative, again, I don't know. We're just basing this off of what it is that they've stated. Now, obviously, it takes a lot of money to develop a game. Do not get this twisted, and I'm aware that they sold a very high amount of games for sure. Their player count was absolutely ridiculous, and obviously the war bond prices are of a decent amount that they should be teetering on the point of profitable, obviously. Now, when we take a look at where it goes in the future, I think that they might be just more worried about the longevity of the financial stability. I don't have a clue, but he had some really good conversations in the chat with regards to how it actually operates, and either they figure out the pricing and the game is able to live on, or they get a really bad reputation for silly things and then the story ends. So I don't want the story to end. I know that you guys don't, so we need to find a happy medium with the development team and what it is that's going to happen. And for now, what I recommend is, if you are not able to actually go ahead and get hold of the super credits naturally, or be able to just pay for it outright, well, there is another option. A very, very good YouTuber called Clay has actually posted up his most recent farming guide to super credits, which, if I heard it correctly, inside of it would mean that he can teach you how to get roughly around 1,800, give or take, in a duo inside of 1 hour. Now, this is an incredible video, and he does such a good job of it, so I really want to promote it. He's a great YouTuber, and he definitely deserves all the love that it brings. So make sure you go and check that out. If you are struggling for super credits, Clay will definitely be able to help you get your hands on that one. So with that being said, though, we are going to move into leak territory right now, because this one is a huge one and I absolutely love this. So I have to make sure that I bring it to your faces. If you do not want to be a part of the leaks, this is the point of the video where you must leave. In advance, thank you so much again for being here. I appreciate you all. But for those of you guys who are staying, let's get into the leaks, as Iron Sights is back at it again, as the missile silo stratagem is now working, and he puts up a slight bit of gameplay footage which looks absolutely amazing. What this essentially is a missile silo silo that comes from a Helldiver pod. It plummets into the ground, a missile pokes out of it, you have this almost detonator per se that you can push it out, and then it will set off a missile silo. This thing is incredibly cool, and this for me aesthetically is probably one of the most pleasing things that I've seen in a little while, and I want it ASAP. Let me know your opinions of this down in the comment section below, but we're going to dive on into your top comments right now as things have been getting spicy in the community. This first one right here states, I have a glitch where my Helldiver will start acting like a snake after an explosion and will slither across the ground. Now this is hilarious for me. I absolutely love this. You can just get out of this glitch by just diving, so double jumping will essentially dive you into your normal formation, but I think that these glitches are okay. These bugs, keep them coming, man. These bugs are hilarious. Between this and being able to bat a car around with a melee weapon, I am here all week for this. It's not a bad bug. It's not a harming bug. It's just a funny bug. Keep it in if you ask me. Nonetheless, this next one right here states, the crossover should have been a war bond, perhaps a little more like 1500 super credits. They would have to make alterations to the store, which makes more boring work for the devs. Plus, it's too expensive for casual Helldivers. I think a lot of people don't have the time for the grind, and honestly, grinding is so boring, I personally hate it. And I completely understand where they're coming from with this. Obviously, we've had an answer as to why it isn't a war bond and why the war bond isn't only 1500, but if there was a war bond, then it obviously would have diluted a lot of the stuff inside of it. There's been a lot of explanation behind it, but you can get hold of this stuff really quickly. Like I stated, Clay's got you covered for that one. It literally takes you about an hour to obtain everything in that store, so at this point I don't really understand the overall downgrade of hype for it. So that's my personal opinion. Again, thank you, Clay, for being able to put that up. We really appreciate that as a community. And this final one right here states, Wasp, wide artillery surface penetrator. And yes, I made that up. I absolutely love the name. I think it's hilariously cool, and I really enjoy it. So I'm glad that you guys liked this one as well. Nonetheless, that's unfortunately we got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching, guys. If you haven't already, smash that like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thanks again for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.